So these are the tools that you will need to assemble your GC bike. You will need the wire cutters, the Phillips screwdriver, a variation of Allen keys that can also be found on any multi-tool, an adjustable spanner or 14mm for your pedals, and also a craft knife to open and remove all packaging. Please inspect all the packaging for any signs of damage or mishandling. Although we insure against damage in transport, if you see any signs of damage, please sign as not yet inspected or don't sign for the box. Inside the smaller box you will find one charger, supplied also with power cable, one instruction manual, one LED front lamp, and one pair of pedals. Once you've removed your GC bike from its box, the next thing to do is remove all the packaging from the bike. Now remove the handlebars away from the frame and towards the front of the bike. Just let them hang down there and they should rest in a comfortable position. The next item to remove is the front wheel. This can be made slightly easier by rotating the pedal arm round slightly and then giving the wheel a slight wobble as you slide it to the left. Do take care though, as this can be difficult sometimes and you wouldn't want to damage the spokes or any other part of the bike. The first item to go into the bike is the handlebars and headset. To put these in, you will want to remove the plastic cap from the end of the headset. Once removed, you will want to insert the stem into the frame. This is easiest done by pinching the two end pieces together, inserting them slightly into the frame, and then give a gentle wiggle all the way to the bottom. The next job, once the handlebars are in and secure, is to ensure that the forks are facing the right way. You will be able to tell this if the brake caliper is on the left-hand side of the bike as you stand next to it. The next step to fitting the front mudguard is, first of all, remove the nut and bolt in the centre. From here you will now want to reinsert the bolt you earlier removed back through the frame with the mudguard and lamp, and then secure it via the nut on the reverse. The next step on building your GC bike is to insert the front wheel into the frame. There are a couple of preparations you will need to do first, one of these being the plastic protectors in the centre. If you just give those a pull and they will come out. You will then require your cable cutters again, just to remove the plastic tie strap that is fixing your quick release to the rim. So with the quick release, you will want to unscrew the end piece and also the spring, and then slide this through the rim, ensuring that the openable end is opposite to the disc, just to ensure for extra clearance and space of your fingers. You will then want to put back on the spring and the end piece with only a couple of turns. From here we will want to insert the wheel into the frame. You will want to remove the fork protector and then line the wheel up in the frame. As you do so, just ensure that the disc does slide into the caliper, giving the bike a little tilt, and from there just ensuring that the quick release and hub sits firmly into the fork. Once done so, tighten the quick release. From here we will now just want to carefully remove the rest of the packaging that is on the bike. Exercise caution, as you wouldn't want to scratch or damage the bicycle. You will now want to insert the pedals onto the crank arms. When you've unwrapped the pedals, you will notice that there is an indication marked L and R. This refers to the left and right hand pedal, and thus the left and right hand side of the bike. When inserting the pedals into the bike, the left hand pedal is a reverse thread. Do ensure to be careful putting both pedals in, as you wouldn't want to damage the thread on either the pedal or the crank arm. The right hand pedal is a normal right hand thread. We will now want to turn our attention to the rear of the bike on the rack. You will want to start with the 5mm Allen key bolts on the top and slacken them off ever so slightly so that they just move over towards the centre. Once they're in the centre, just give them a brief finger tighten and then slide the bars from underneath down and towards the screws that are situated in the frame. We will now want to move the metal slider down towards where the screw was situated, slide the bolt there through both holes and tighten. We will also then want to turn our attention to the other stay on the other side of the rack and follow the same pattern. Just tighten the locating nut and bolts at the front and then turn your attention to the 10mm bolt that is situated just underneath the rack, and this will support the rear of the rack stays. One of the last things you will want to pop onto the bike will be the seat. Just ensure that before you set off anywhere it is at the correct position, although it is not required at this time. Turning our attention back towards the stem, you will now want to tighten this into place by releasing the stem quick release and tipping all the way forward. This will put the stem into a right angle position. You will then want to select a 6mm Allen key and insert it down the centre of the headset. From here you will then want to just ensure that the stem is in line with the front wheel for straightness and then tighten. We will now adjust the stem and handlebars back to a comfortable riding position. The pitch of the stem and handlebars are all fully adjustable when the quick release clamp is open. The height should always be set to the most comfortable riding position for the rider. Now, for the only electrical connections you will need to do on the bike are on the front lamp. You will notice there are two cables, one black and one red. The black cable will want to go to the rear terminal of the lamp, and the front is obviously the red. Now your GC bike is nearly complete, except you will just want to go over and check all the nuts and bolts that you have either loosened or tightened up whilst assembling, and just ensure they are all tight. Once you have done this, the last things to check will be your tyre pressures. We recommend 60 psi for these, and then you will want to charge your battery and go for a jolly good ride.